Welcome back to the Rant Files. I haven't made any Rant Files episodes because I've done some stuff with the family and a lot of things have happened the past couple of weeks that maybe not done the episodes. So I'm just gonna start this episode with one particular this idiocracy of radio stations playing mainstream music, no matter if it's pop, hip hop, rap, country, or whatever. And good thing that I'm not involved with Kiss 108 anymore, because there's one particular station I wanted to talk about in this video, or at some point later on today in this Rant Files episodes that I wanted to talk to you about. But this is the Rant Files episode today. This is entitled The Top 30 Countdown with Billy Costa. When you go to the Kiss 108 website on iHeart, you see the iHeart Radio format. You see all of the weeks that's been broadcast, and when you go to the select year, it tells you what countdown that they did it. And it didn't do all the years. It started in 2017. And it go up to 2022. So this week, for the addition to the top 30 countdown with Billy Costa, this is part 1. This is the latest. So the next video, the separate video will be parts that I don't like to listen to on the radio for the last 7 years. Now, if you all remember, Justin Bieber had a #1 single back on the 26th of February of this year, and it was not until the past 2 weeks that Kiss 108 this is every single time that the countdown that they broadcast every Saturday morning and every Sunday night before they go off the air until 2:00 in the morning with their sister station on iHeart Radio on their formats, no matter if you listen to it in the radio, on the car, the boombox, or the Echo Dot. Like I said, one of the songs on here are really contagiously incapacitated. Now, day back to February 19th, Lil Nas X had a #1 song. But this is where, since February 5th, this is where I got so easily paranoid with. The Kid Laroi had a song called Stay with Justin Bieber. It had a #1 hit for an amount of time. But before all that, Adele with Easy on Me, which is her from her new album, came out on #1 for 5 consecutive weeks. From December 18th of last year until January 29th. That's 5 weeks, which is a 1 month and 1 week trimester. Now this is where things can get fucked up. From September 4th of 2021 all the way up to December 4th of 2021, the Kid Laroi has to neither flip-flop to neither go back and forth with his #1 hit or try to go back a couple distance for another artist to be in competition for that #1 slot for each single week. I'm not going to go back to the summer of last year because you know what happened. I'll tell you that in a separate video. So it all started on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. You could have done the tragedy 20 years later with Olivia Rodrigo's Good For You. But instead, on the event on September 11th, the Kid Laroi had not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times in a row up until October 9th of last year to be at #1. And this is where he got flip-flopped twice between October 9th and October 23rd of last year, which is Ed Sheeran and Lil Nas X. Now, the flip-flopping got even worse by 4 separate times, because Lil Nas X had a number 1 hit on Halloween Eve of last year. Then 2 weeks in a row, the Kid Laroi had to flip-flop Lil Nas X in competition to be at number 1 on Billy Costas' Top 30 Countdown. And then on November 20th, the week of Thanksgiving week, Lil Nas X came back at number 1. And then Kid Laroi again on December 4th for this Kid Laroi on December 4th for that spot for Stay with Justin Bieber. And until February 5th, which is a couple weeks back, he did it again. But this time with Adele being knocked off of number 1. And since February 5th of this year, we haven't heard from Kid Laroi's number 1 hit Stay for the past 5 weeks. Instead, we have Lil Nas X's That's What I Like from February 19th as the number 1 hit topping song. And then we have Justin, and then he got kicked off of the number 1 in competition with Justin Bieber's Ghost from his Justice album from February 26th and March 19th, which is last week. And get this, the biggest screw up. This is the video that pisses me off the most. The biggest screw up for the last 2 weeks. They categorize it for March 5th and March 6th. They can't make 2 dates appear as, and then they take a 2-week hiatus because after March 6th, because they don't want to break the trustee law. They screw up the countdown. First of all, they screw up the countdown because on March 5th, Gail, which I don't even know who she is, she had a status on the weeks, that's like 9 weeks on the chart with her song ABCDFU. That's an insult song. And it was on the... Now, if you wanted to compare Justin Bieber's Ghost and Lil Nas X, That's What I Like, Lil Nas X has more weeks on the chart than Justin Bieber or Gail. That's one problem I mistakenly thought of. Now, what's even worse, and this will be the last part of the video that I'll talk to you today. Justin Bieber. Now, he was close to be back on number 1, but he got knocked off again because Gail is now 10 weeks on the chart at number 1, with Justin Bieber at 17 weeks on the chart. Meanwhile, with Post Malone's one right now at 13 weeks on the chart. And the only exception that they could swap and double check their chart topping hits, which Gail, if Gail wasn't on the number 1 chart list from a couple weeks ago, Doja Cat would have been number 1 at 27 weeks, because it was on 27 weeks on the chart with the song You Right, and at number 3. Again, the numbers cannot screw up when it comes to have, and this is the only problem they have with the countdown. For every week that they've done, and I'm going to take a look at every single one of them, most chart-topping hits, sometimes, and like the other one, the August 21st edition, they do not have another version of this countdown until September 4th. That's almost a month without a countdown. Almost 3 weeks without a countdown. And the last time Ariana Grande and Dua Lipa were featured on the number one chart list topping of the Billy Costas Top 30 Countdown, it was only a month after the 1-year anniversary of the pandemic when it got started. And Billie Eilish, the same with Billie Eilish in that same spot since 1 year since the pandemic started. And that's what I'm going to tell you in this Rant Files episode. Do not question me or do anything with that fact. I'm just sick and tired of these competition people. People make competition to make the top 30 countdown alive since 2017. So that concludes part 1 of this video. Part 2 will be next week with 2021. And like I said, as the weeks go on, I'll go with 2020. The only topic we're gonna dive deeper in is the 2020 edition of the Top 30 Countdown with Big Costas. And I'm gonna give you a preview of it for 1 minute. And I can tell 2020 was not a good year, but it was good at some points of the year. So more Rant Files episodes later on today. If I can't do them today because of after my dentist appointment, there'll be more at some point this week. So that concludes the Rant Files episode, and that concludes the first Rant Files episode in a while. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, comment, rate, subscribe, and share for more. Thank you very much for watching the video. Part 2 of this specific Rant Files series episodes for the top 30 countdown with Billy Costas on Kiss 108 will be next week. Thank you for watching. Vlog you later. Peace.